Friday, February 26th, and this is your coffee break. Off to a little bit of a late start today. I'm Kate Czaplinski, bringing you the latest local news before you head off to enjoy the weekend. Mike Seppi will join us for sports. It's going to be a busy weekend in the FCAC, and Donald Ang will take a look back on this day in history. But first, some in southwestern Connecticut remain without power today following Wednesday's overnight storm. As cleanup of blocked roads continued in some areas, Ridgefield closed its schools today due to hazardous conditions in town. In Trumbull, the aftermath turned scary on Thursday morning when a Trumbull school bus got entangled with several live wires on Bassick Road around 7 in the morning. Officials said that the wires were on top of the school bus and they had to wait for UI to arrive on the scene to make sure the power was isolated before the children could be removed. 5 students were inside the vehicle when the incident occurred. And in other news today, Stratford police are seeking assistance to identify a man accused of burglarizing a salon. Police said the man pictured is believed to be involved in a burglary at the Total Image Salon on Main Street. Police said the salon was burglarized overnight Thursday. They said about $1,600 was stolen. If anyone has knowledge of the incident or can identify the man in the picture, please contact Stratford Police Detectives at 203-385-4172. And according to the Wilton Bulletin, an investigative report compiled by the U.S. Social Security Administration led Wilton police to a Wilton woman accused of taking about $50,000 from her 2 minor children's Social Security benefits. Police said they used information in the report compiled by Special Agent Stephen Brown of the Social Security Administration Office of the Inspector General to pursue a warrant for the arrest of 56-year-old Jane Powell. They said Powell misrepresented herself in order to take about $25,000 from each of her 2 children's benefits. The warrant was issued by Stamford Judicial Court. Powell, charged with 2 counts of first-degree larceny and 2 counts of first-degree forgery, 1 count for each child, surrendered to Wilton police on February 23rd. She was held on a $50,000 bond and was to be arraigned later that day in Norwalk Superior Court. A Trumbull man was arrested twice in town last week, first at the Westfield Trumbull Mall for shoplifting and criminal trespassing last Thursday, and then on White Plains Road for allegedly driving under the influence on Friday afternoon. Police said 25-year-old Wissam Zaitan stole a $98 fleece jacket from Lord & Taylor in the mall before being stopped by store security personnel who recognized him from a November 2015 incident at the mall that resulted in him receiving a year-long ban. Zaitan received the criminal trespassing charge because he was in direct violation of that ban when he stole the item from Lord & Taylor. According to a report, the Trumbull resident appeared to be under the influence of narcotics, but was not found to be in possession of any illegal substance. However, the following day, police were called to the mobile station on White Plains Road after a delivery man reported that a driver there refused to move his vehicle that was blocking the delivery truck from entering the business's parking lot. Police said they arrived on the scene as Zaitan's vehicle was pulling onto the road. Officers observed him swerving into the wrong lane, the eastbound lane, while exiting the mobile station. A report added that he took a wide turn, pulling out of the business, and that prompted police to pull him over. Officers smelled the odor of alcohol on his breath and pulled Zaitan out of the vehicle. He failed 3 sobriety tests before being transported to Trumbull Police Headquarters, where he refused a breath test. He's scheduled to appear in court today. And days later, the cause of a spill that led 50 to 75 gallons of oil into parts of the Norwalk River in Wilton, Ridgefield, and Reading on Friday is yet to be determined. The source of the spill was determined Friday afternoon to have been a leaking 200-gallon underground heating oil tank behind the building at 58 Ethan Allen Highway in Ridgefield. But what caused the tank to leak remains a mystery. Oil slicks were reported in multiple areas along the river around noon last Friday. Emergency responders from Wilton, Ridgefield, and Georgetown were dispatched to the different locations. According to the DEP, some oil did make its way downstream before the booms were set up. This resulted in slight sheen on the river down in Wilton that has since evaporated, according to officials. And in some exciting news, a group of Weston High School students won first place in a teen safe driving video contest sponsored by the Department of Motor Vehicles and Travelers Insurance. The group, seniors Julia Asfar and Eli Hassan and junior Cameron Okora, created a 24-second public service announcement style video that highlights why it is important for teens to focus on safe driving. Each video submitted in the contest needed to incorporate the tagline, "When shifting into drive, keep the safety of others in mind." Check out that winning video right now.
These are more than just faces. Meet the people you put in danger by driving distracted. When shifting into drive, keep the safety of others in mind.
Very cool public service announcement there. But switching gears now, just taking a quick look at the forecast today. It's sunny with a high near 36, but wind chill values between 25 and 30 is making it feel a bit colder. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 16 degrees. Saturday, still a bit cold, sunny with a high near 37, wind chill values between 15 and 25. However, on Sunday, things are going to be warming up, mostly sunny then with a high near 51 degrees. So that'll be a great day. But we are going to take a break right now. When we come back, Donald Eng is going to take a look back on this day in history. Mike Suppi has our sports report, and we have a lot more news coming up on your coffee break after this.
Had a sports injury that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist quickly. Their highly trained orthopedic professionals expertly treat you without an appointment. Skiing, snowboard, or sports accident, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk. Call 203-845-2070 or coastalorthoexpress.com. Find them on Facebook at Coastal Ortho CT.
Darien Sport Shop is a unique store because it's a family store. A busy mom can come in with kids in tow and find everything she needs for them, and even find a dress for herself for Saturday night. And if she's in a rush, she can simply go home and order it from us that night. We'll deliver it the next day. The Darien Sport Shop. We're pretty on the outside and amazing on the inside. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
It's the new year. The to-do list is long and it's easy to feel pulled in many directions at once. Your professional, personal shoppers at Walter Stewart's are ready to check groceries off your list by shopping for you. Save extra time this year and spend it doing more important things. Great food and wine delivered to your home with the same-day service. Shop Stewart's online at stewartsmarket.com.
When it comes to local entertainment, we've got it all.
From movies, local artists, etiquette, and more.
Watch HAN Arts and Leisure every Thursday at 2 on the HAN Network.
Hi, I'm Rob Adams with my good friend Donald Eng, and we're the home team for Nutmeg Sports, Monday through Wednesday at 2 o'clock right here on the HAN Network. We are the place for all things Connecticut sports, so come hang out with us on Nutmeg Sports. Don? They don't call him the best color man in the game for nothing. Nutmeg Sports, 2 o'clock, Monday through Wednesday, right here on the HAN Network. The 2016 FCAC playoffs are coming to the HAN Network. We'll have all of the big games beginning February 23rd on the court and on the ice. And we'll have it all live and streaming HD. This is your home for the 2016 FCAC Winter Championships. The HAN Network.
And we're back on this Friday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. It's time to throw it over to Donald Eng for a look back on this day in history. Don?
Well, Kate, some angry cowboys get a legal smackdown over mad cow. But first, we go to 1914. HMS Britannic, sister ship to the RMS Titanic, launched at Harland and Wolff in Belfast. Britannic included many safety improvements from lessons learned in the Titanic disaster. As a result, when she exploded and sank in 55 minutes 2 years later, only 30 of 1,100 people on board would die. 1987. The Tower Commission rebukes President Ronald Reagan for not controlling his national security staff in the wake of the scandal in which administration officials secretly facilitated the sale of arms to Iran, which was the subject of an international arms embargo. They had hoped to secure the release of several U.S. hostages and to fund the anti-government Nicaraguan Contras. The U.S. had been funding the Contras almost since their inception in the 1970s, but Congress had barred further funding due to the group's track record of terror tactics and human rights violations. To 1993, New York City, a truck bomb parked below the North Tower of the World Trade Center explodes, killing 6 people and injuring over 1,000. And finally, now we go to 1998 in Texas for this.
I will continue to use my voice. I believed from the beginning that this was an attempt to muzzle that voice. And I come from the people who have struggled and died in order to have a voice in this country. And I refuse to be muzzled, and that's why I was here every day. I just want to thank everybody who supported that idea and the idea of...
That is Oprah Winfrey there. Texas jury on this date, 1998, rejects an $11 million lawsuit by Texas cattlemen who blamed Oprah for a price drop after an on-air comment about mad cow disease. Oprah was sued by the cattlemen the year before. In response to an audience member, she famously said she had vowed off eating burgers. Oprah Winfrey, cleared of an $11 million food libel lawsuit on this date. That is your look back in history. And I am Donald Dingen. I sure could use a burger.
Yeah, I'd be celebrating that win too. Jeez, yeah, I'd be throwing my arms up in the air. Yeah. At least she has it. I mean, she might not have had that much back then, but anyway. All right, thanks so much, Don. Getting back to a little more news today before we throw it over to your sports report. At the New Canaan Police Commission meeting Thursday night at police headquarters, Commission Chairman Stuart Sawabini angrily called for the Metropolitan Transportation Authority to pay its way overdue $64,000 bill to the town. And until it does, he said, there will be no more officers made available for extra duty assignments. Sawabini explained that extra duty is not overtime. When a company like Eversource, for instance, wants to close down a road, they are required in New Canaan to hire a police officer outside of their normal duty time. They refer to this as extra duty. He went on to say that although the town pays the officer because they have liabilities with regard to W-2, Social Security, etc., in fact, it is not a cost to New Canaan. It is a cost to Eversource or AT&T or whoever does the hiring. So right now, he is looking at a past due balance of over 120 days of $80,000, $64,000 of which is due and payable from the MTA, which of course is Metro North. But you can get more on that story at ncadvertiser.com. We're now going to throw it over to Mike Seppi, who's filling in today for Rob Adams. Mike.
Thanks, Kate. Well, it was another light night in sports across the state, but the Southern Connecticut Conference boys basketball playoffs opened up. Wilbur Cross, the 3rd seed, pulled away from number 14 seed Shelton High in the second half in an 80-50 victory in New Haven. Number 13 seed, all right, well, I guess we're doing the FCAC Girls Basketball Championship. Well, we'll preview that. Tonight, forget the SEC for now. We'll do, in the hardwood tonight, it'll be a game featured on the HAN network. Top seeded Fairfield Ward will play 2nd seeded Stanford High for the FCAC Girls Basketball Championship. That game will be taking place at Fairfield Ludlow High School. Ward defeated defending champion Ridgefield 51-49 in the semifinal on Wednesday, while Stanford won a 63-47 decision over Trumbull. It will be a short turnaround for the FCAC finalists, as both of them will be back in action tomorrow in the opening round of the Class XXL state basketball tournament. Ward will be hosting Lyman Hall of Wallingford at 3, while Stanford welcomes in Ledger at 3. Other FCAC squads in action for 7 o'clock games tomorrow are Trumbull, which will host Simsbury. Ridgefield takes on Newtown. Wilton travels to Waterbury to face Kennedy. Ludlow is hosting Hamden. Greenwich takes on visiting Avon at noon, while Darien travels to Glastonbury for a 2 p.m. tip. But getting back to the SEC boys basketball games last night, It was cross-beating Shelton 80-50, pulling away in the second half. It was a 6-point game at halftime. Number 13 Guilford upset number 4 seed Notre Dame of West Haven 46-45. Amity, the 5th seed, held off number 12 North Haven 62-55. It was 6th seeded Xavier taking down number 11 Brantford 59-44. 7th seeded Hamden clipped Lyman Hall 72-67, while 8th seeded Daniel Han edged Cheshire 70-64. The quarterfinals of the SEC boys basketball tournament will begin tomorrow at Brantford High. The first game is at 11 a.m. with Han taking on top-seeded Hillhouse. And over on the ice yesterday, it was Massac High snapping a 6-game losing streak with a 4-3 win over North Haven High. Over at the Milford Ice Pavilion, St. Joe's earned a 3-2 victory over Notre Dame of Fairfield. Kicking it to the pool, the FCAC diving championships were held yesterday with a pair of blue wave divers specifically not making waves. Stephen Crouch of Darien won the meet with a score of 494.35, followed by teammate Timmy Luz, who scored 475.50. Greenwich's Devin Satter took third with a score of 467. The FCAC swim championships will be held tonight at Greenwich High, with the meet scheduled to start at 6:30. Also in New Haven today, the 2-day State Wrestling Open will kick off at 4 o'clock at the Floyd Little Athletic Center. That will be continuing into tomorrow. And tomorrow, speaking of which, it's another action-packed day on the HAN network. First, the girls' ice hockey final between number 1 Darien and number 2 New Canaan will be live from the Terry Connors rink in Stamford at 12:50 p.m. Followed by that will be the boys' hockey playdowns, also at Terry Connors, and also live on the HAN network. At 3 p.m., number 4 Ridgefield will face off with 5th-seeded New Canaan, followed by 3rd-seeded Fairfield, locking horns with number 6 seed St. Joseph's at 5. So tune into that. We'll have all the ice hockey that'll fill your heart. And with sports, I'm Mike Suppy.
All right, thanks so much, Mike. Well, just a quick news note before we go to break. Just getting this in from Fairfield. Crews from United Illuminating will be assessing damage to trees and power lines over the weekend, according to the town. The inspections come in the wake of storms Wednesday night that left thousands without power and closed some schools. According to Fairfield officials, UI will be looking for hazardous trees that may need to be removed. In some cases, UI may have to access private property in order to properly evaluate the trees and power lines. UI workers will have their proper ID using a lanyard around their necks with a badge attached, which will assist residents in identifying them. So if you're in Fairfield, keep an eye out for that. But we're going to step out for a break right now. When we come back, we have some more news coming up on your coffee break after this.
I really wanted something that felt like a home. Coming from a big house, I wanted the feel of a home as opposed to a condo. The construction is incredible, whether it's the floors, the fireplace, the moldings, the lighting. It's as peaceful as my home was in the middle of the woods. It feels like a house. It does not feel like a condo or a townhome. I feel like I'm in my house.
Find over 1,000 special stories at Hospital for Special Surgery. Go to hss.edu/backinthegame.
I was jogging 5 months after my cartilage tear.
Skiing a year after hip surgery.
And playing grandma 4 weeks after hip replacement.
One special hospital, 1,000 special stories. See Connecticut patients at hss.edu/CT.
Here at the Organic Yard, we use bionutritional products in our lawn care programs, which reduces the need for fertilizers, nitrates, phosphates, and pesticides up to 80%, making a safer environment for your family and pets. With our organic lawn treatment, you'll receive vigorous, healthy plants with improved root development and better drought resistance. Enroll now in our 2016 Organic Yard program and get a free organic deer tick treatment. Call us today at 914-764-5491 or go to our website at millerslandscapinginc.com.
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter, and I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
And we're back on this Friday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, recapping one of the stories we're following today. Stratford police are seeking assistance to identify a man accused of burglarizing a salon. Police said the man pictured is believed to be involved in a burglary at Total Image Salon on Main Street. Police said the salon was burglarized overnight Thursday. Police said approximately $1,600 was stolen. If anyone has knowledge of the incident or can identify the man in the picture, they can contact Stratford police detectives at 203-385-4172. And in some other news today, according to the Ridgefield Press, burglaries in Ridgefield spiked more than 3 times, an analysis of police data for the year shows. Data supplied by the Ridgefield Police Department shows there were 16 burglaries in 2016, which is up more than 3 times from 5 in 2014. The total number of motor vehicle accidents was down to 669 from 683 with no fatalities. Other types of crime reported in Ridgefield include juvenile incidents, which is also down to 42 in 2015. It was up to 70 in 2014. Larceny, however, is up sharply to 109 incidents from 86 the year before. But you can get much more on that story at theridgefieldpress.com. According to the Associated Press, firefighters rescued a homeless man from the Naugatuck River in Waterbury after authorities said he became stranded on a small strip of land. Fire officials say the man found himself surrounded by gushing water Thursday morning after he slept by the river overnight during heavy rainstorms. The fast-moving current and rising water trapped the man on land with his belongings. Waterbury and Beacon crews responded to the scene, and just north of the Pearl Harbor Memorial Bridge, firefighters used a rescue boat to bring the man back to land. Officials say the unidentified man wasn't harmed. And in some other news, with the use of crumb rubber or recycled tire crumbs as infill material for artificial athletic fields banned by the city of Hartford and being reevaluated at the federal level, an organic alternative has been proposed for Wilton's Fujitani Field, due for replacement this calendar year. At the February 16th meeting of the Board of Selectmen, Wilton's Parks and Recreation Department requested $650,000 for the coming fiscal year to replace Fujitani Field, the crumb rubber football field at Wilton High, with organic turf. Fujitani, according to Parks and Recreation Commissioner Chair Mark Ketley, has reached the end of its useful life. As he said, as you know, the Fujitani football field has been on the capital plan for years, and this is the year that it's due. On January 19th, the city of Hartford prohibited the installation of artificial turf containing synthetic infill materials. On February 12th, the United States government launched a multi-agency action plan to study environmental human health questions pertaining to synthetic fields. As we mentioned in a story yesterday, New Canaan High School is now also considering an organic cork infill for its field replacement as well to quell concerns about crumb rubber. And in some fun news today, many in New Canaan are happy to hear that Gates Restaurant opened its doors for the first time since April 2015. After being owned for 36 years by Billy Auer, Gates was sold to Jay Luther last year. Gates has undergone renovations to both the interior and exterior of the building, with entrances located on Main Street and Forest Street. Gates is open at 5 p.m., reservation only until further notice. Restaurant management says the menu will expand from lunch, opening 11 a.m. daily in the coming weeks. For reservations, you can call 203-966-8666. But we're going to take one final look at today's forecast. It's cold today, sunny with a high near 36, but those wind chill values making it feel a bit colder. Wind chill values between 25 and 30. Tonight, mostly clear and cold with a low around 16. Saturday, sunny, a high near 37, but things are warming up significantly on Sunday. Mostly sunny with a high near 51 degrees. All right, well, that is going to do it for your coffee break today. We will see you Monday at 11. Be sure to check out all the great games this weekend on the HAN Network. We'll see you Monday.